What I'm here to speak about tonight is I owe an explanation as to why I resigned a few minutes ago as opposed to June the 30th. And so, Mr. Twigg, I'll be addressing you directly on this. I'm not angry. I don't know whether to be flattered or upset, though, because you have not addressed me not one time. I am your colleague. I have not received a phone call. I have not received a text. I have not received an email of you asking me to go ahead and vacate now. Everything was transparent. On May 15th, I was very clear of why I was staying. If there was a problem, all you had to do was tell me. I would have resigned on the spot. Just for you, that's fine. Because this isn't about me. It's about the kids. And that was fine. I was going the 30th anyway. But it came to my attention last Thursday evening for the first time that you had made a phone call without consent of anyone else to our school board's legal representation to try to gain support to have me removed or whatever. All you had to do was ask. There is no way I would have caused any issue with that. I would have absolutely respected your wishes. But I still got no phone call. The next morning I got no email, but I know Mr. Dennis Martin got an email. And you were asking him about my attendance at graduations. I can tell you right now, wild horses wouldn't have kept me from the graduations if I had to sit in a parking lot with a laptop and stood outside and watched those kids walk out. There are stories you don't know of these kids. Some of them I've watched and struggled. Some of them I worked with till Thursday night to get across that stage, or something that just happened maybe when they were in the 6th grade. That moment for me does something. And I just want to see that. So I would have done whatever I had to do. I've been doing this 10 years. My twins sitting right back there do not know anything else. They weren't even born. When I was sworn in, they were 2 months old in a double stroller in the back of the courtroom. So all you had to do was ask. That's all. And then today, I start seeing forwarded emails to me, again, not to me, but penned by someone from the Virginia Patriots Act, which is fine, but wanting me to remove. Just tell me. Till this minute, as I stand here, not one soul from the Virginia Patriots or yourself has asked me, Amanda, just go ahead and go. We think the 15th is when you should have went, so go. I had started working on this and reading code and laws back in January. I knew what I was getting into. It's not unusual for someone to run for office because, as you know, I'm a declared delegate for the Virginia House of Delegates in the 88th District, and I'll be on the ballot on November 7th. It's not unusual to run for office when you're in office. Perfect example right now, we have Mr. Bryce Reeves, who's an acting state senator, running for lieutenant governor. I remember a school board member I worked with running for supervisor. While we were doing, that's normal. But you tried to take this little piece of me moving because we needed, honestly, we should have moved a couple of years ago, but I wouldn't leave Lee Hill. I don't think you understand the bond that we had. I owed them this. The reason that we picked the 30th wasn't any special reason. It was only because that was the physical end of a school year. That's it. There was no ulterior motive. There's still not. I was completely transparent. Not one soul from my district said one word to me, but you didn't either. So then I'm forced to come up here in public comments as a citizen right now. I am no longer a school board member, and explain that. I'm okay with that. But then I saw something today where it was, Dr. Martin, I know there is code, I know the policy. I'm going to ask for more time, please.
Okay.
I make a motion that she has an extension of time.
I second.
Thank you. And so I see a post today that y'all are furious that I'm paid from May 15th till today. That amount is $170.42. which I have written a check to donate to the REACH program that is your charity of choice. I will be giving this to Dr. Martin to make sure that that goes into your program. So just to further, because that bothered me, because one thing I don't do is take the taxpayers' money. So I asked to print up my receipts from 10 years. 10 years on the school board. I don't know if we can get a visual. This is it. This is what I've turned in for 10 years. It equates to $70 a year. The only one is when I went to Kansas City on a conference to support the homeless population, because our homeless program had done such a fabulous job here, and that had been one of my babies, that they invited Miss Shelley and I to come and tell people in the country, how is it we connect to the homeless population? That is my expense report for 10 years. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, please don't go on any Facebook or social media and say I've taken taxpayers' money, because that has not happened. There is no money going to be due me now because I am no longer on the school board. But if anything were to come to me, please keep it donated to the REACH program or any other program that y'all see fit. The school board member makes $1,000 a month. If you take health insurance, it's going to come out of that. I brought home $340.84 a month. When the children were not in school, it cost to do this. It cost my family to do this. And we were glad to do it. I'd be glad to do it now. When I was running for office, someone asked me how much board members get paid. I said nothing. And they said, oh, yeah, you do. I thought we didn't get paid anything. This is not about politics. It is just not. And as much as I heard speakers trying to make it about politics tonight, it's not. This is about children. Hence, all you had to do, you didn't have to call the lawyer. You didn't have to send emails to it. All you had to say, Amanda, the Patriots and I have a problem with you still being on the board. Done. I was gone the 30th. All I ask is for that respect. I had to come here as a citizen to address this, because it's the only way I know to respond to my constituents, which is important to me. They're used to me doing what I say I'm going to do. I'm still going to do what I say I'm going to do. I respect all political parties. I don't have to be a member. I'm a concealed and carried. I have different views on different things. I'm a straight up independent, but I will tell you this. There is Virginia law that says a school board member is to be independent only. There's a reason for that. When those babies walk in that school, I never once cared nor thought, are you a Republican or Democrat before I help you with this problem? I did not care. I did not care what their first language was. I didn't care what color their skin was. I didn't care what economic background they came from. They deserved every opportunity that every other child in this county deserves. This is not politics. It just isn't. And these comments about it being politics is wrong. And having said all that, and my disappointment with you not being able to come face to face with me, I still appreciate everything you're doing. I appreciate your service as school board. I appreciate your service to Livingston District and appreciate your service to the children. I honestly do. I've sat there 10 years. It's not easy. I've had many people right here tell me what they don't like. And y'all really can't say anything back because we're citizens. I know how this works. But I'm going to tell you, you do a tough job, and it's a labor of love. So all I ask is we don't judge and make this about politics. What I had to do was right for my family. And I shared with Mr. Braswell earlier, because he is by far the most spiritual leader I have. And he says to me, and I told him, I said, this is hard. I'm having a hard time leaving my constituents. I really am. And when they walk out and I hug them or something, it means something to me. And he said to me, yeah, because God gives you the things you don't want to do. And I'm in a position right now where, honestly, running for House of Delegates is scary. It's a bigger thing for me. But I know what I got to do, and I know what my calling is, and I know where my next level is. So I'm doing what I don't feel good doing right now because it's out of the box for me. But this was home. This was home. It'll always be home. So to make this into something ugly or to make this into something political, I'm not going to let it happen. You all can believe what anybody wants to believe. Anybody out there can believe what they want to believe. I know how good this school board is. I know how good this superintendent and staff are. I know how amazing our teachers are. And I know the lives that have been changed. I've seen it. So as you move on, that seat is vacant. You all owe it to the Lee Hill District to follow the code, which is to appoint. Again, this has happened twice very recently. Dr. Meyer, you were on the board when this happened. I remember it happening. It's not unusual to vacate. You could have someone move, someone get sick for different reasons. The law also states you had to run it in the newspaper 3 times. You did. The law states that you have 45 days, you're in it. Don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong or political. What you're doing is taking care of the children of this county. And whoever you pick, they will have my full support. I don't care what party they come from. Remember, you're forced to run as an independent, as a school board member. They don't allow you to have a D, an R behind you for the reason of children. I thank all of you for your service. Thank you.